Hi, I'm your host, Erica Polsinelli, and welcome to Evolve by Erica, the podcast, where we talk all things spirituality, ascension, health, wellness, and beyond. I'm so excited that you are here. Come on in. Hello, guys, and welcome to another solo episode. This was a quick and potent message that came in today, and I was like, I just need to share this because I think it's something that everyone in this world has experienced, and it's other energy compromising our energy, and a reminder of how we are in control at every moment, in every moment of our mood and our energy. So it's really easy when someone goes and does something to us that is unfortunate, upsets us, we feel taken advantage of, or whatever it may be, to immediately focus on that person, what they've done, and how it makes us feel. And there's a time and a space for that, 100%. And then there's this moment of realizing that from that moment on, after taking a moment to acknowledge, after observing, after feeling into how we feel, and then deciding how we're going to continue forward in that relationship or with that person, we take the time for that. And then we have to realize and bring it back to this present moment of, from this point on, after acknowledging, after maybe screaming, crying, being angry, getting it all out, feeling all the strong emotions, how we're going to move forward within ourselves. And something that's been super empowering to me, and any moment where I experience this, I always want to bring it here to this community, because I truly believe that my meditation practice has led to more increased awareness and a shift in my consciousness and ability of how I see things, how I react to things, how I respond to things. And I recently had an interaction where I was feeling disrespected, and someone treating me the way I would never treat someone else, or I would never intend to. And in that moment, the human aspect comes firing and ushering in. And if you have any fire in your chart, you really feel the fire, and it all comes in. And I allowed myself to go there, to acknowledge what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling this way, acknowledge what that other person did to me in order for me to feel this way. But then after a few moments of that, and I really mean it, moments, I reminded myself of the power that lives within me and how I decide my mood right here and right now. I decide how the rest of my day goes. I decide how the rest of my energy feels for the rest of the day. And it is up to no one else, because I am never going to give that much power to anyone outside of myself. And in moments, this is easier said than done. And I think it depends on the relationship and who it's with, where it could be sometimes easier than other relationships, of course, when someone is very close to us, or it's, someone who we really share a space with, or in a very intimate relationship with. The feelings might linger longer, and it's up to you to decide how long you need to sit in that. And why I'm bringing this up today is just to remind you of your power, that eventually it becomes your choice. It becomes back in your hands. And in that moment, you need to realize, like, there's a spectrum of time and energy, and you need to be able to have the awareness of when it's time for you to say, okay, that happened. I felt this person made me feel this way. I don't agree with the actions of the other person, but I am choosing to move on. And I always become so excited in these moments. And it's so funny because just a little while ago, I was super fiery and upset and angry. And I was talking to Vinny about it and just like venting and letting myself rip. And then it's like, okay, now I have to decide my action steps going forward. And despite all the intense feelings that I was feeling, it brings me to this excitement, getting back to why I started giggling, like this energy of excitement of the power is in my hands. This day, I did all the things this morning to ensure that I was going to have as good of a day as I could. Did I account for this hiccup and for this speed bump in the road? No, but at the same time, yes. And let me explain that. I know every single morning when I tune into my meditation practice, I only have the power and control over my own thoughts, over my own energy, and my own life. And in my meditation practice in the morning, I'm indirectly preparing myself for the unexpected, whether that means a disappointment or a miracle or the most exciting moment of my day or of my life. Every morning, I'm planning for the unexpected in my meditation. So when I'm in there, I'm increasing my grit, I'm increasing my compassion, I'm expanding my perspective and my consciousness and my frequency so that when I experience something a little bit more unfortunate or something that I wasn't hoping for or planning for, I'm able to navigate it from the space of my higher self. And I don't know about you, but for me, it becomes very, very, very obvious and clear when I have access to my higher self and when I'm functioning from the lower energy, the lower chakras, an experience from the past, a trauma from the past, or just a lower vibrational state. And it happens. We're human. We have these experiences. And it kind of feels to me sometimes like this shift, like, oh, Erica, you are in your higher self. And it's like, Erica, you're not so much in your higher self, but I'm going to let you play here. I'm going to let you have the human experience for a few moments, a few hours, a few days. Do what you got to do. And eventually I bring myself out of it. And we've all been there. And I'm curious to know in here if you sometimes feel that frequency shift as well. But coming back to the topic of this is the reminder that you truly have so much power over how your day goes. And our morning practice really does prepare us for the unexpected, for the unimagined. And when we realize we have the power over our thoughts and our mood, we gain the power back over our life. So in that moment when I was let down, I could have allowed this to detour my whole day. I could have started to go over all the things that I would have done differently if the day went the way it was supposed to, or just continue to build this snowball of anger or resentment or whatever it may be, disappointment. And that can happen very easily and very, very quickly. But we know, because we're here, we listen to this podcast, we do all this incredible work, that where our energy goes is how we're going to receive and experience our life. So if I stayed in that and built the momentum and the energy and the snowball around all the things I was feeling in that moment and continued to go on and talk about it and reignite the anger of it and the fire of it, I would actually be magnetizing that energy. And then chances are I would create or be more open to more things on that frequency the rest of the day. And this is from my informal observations and assessments of living in that frequency in the past and allowing that to take me over, or choosing, okay, all my feelings are valid. I feel the way I do, and that's okay. I'm going to move this energy, choose when I'm done feeding the energy, and now choose again and redirect all of that energy. Still exists, and that's a lot of energy, but I'm going to take it and redirect it into the direction I want to go. And that's what I did. And with this, sometimes it also goes into having a conversation with the individual and thinking about boundaries or being able to justify or explain how you feel in a productive way. And that all can happen during that time too. But what I wanted to focus here in this podcast chat was about the redirection of that energy. Processing it as step one, going through all of those steps that I mentioned earlier, and then reminding ourselves that we have the power to redirect it and choose where our energy goes. So I always talk about the practice because I feel like I owe everything to it. But what our meditation practice helps us to truly do is to slowly start to develop this greater awareness of ourselves. So in moments like that, I'm able to catch myself and say, Erica, you're having a little too much fun in this victim mentality. You're having a little too much fun in allowing the anger or the disappointment energy to grow. Do you want to continue to build from that space? And in that moment, I realize it's like this voice comes in. It's like, you're choosing right now. You've brought in the awareness. You acknowledged your feelings. You allowed yourself to feel your feelings in a big way. And then at some point, the awareness comes in that, okay, now I'm choosing to stay here or to realign the rest of my day. A really good meditation for this on Evolve is realign your day meditation, because it helps us to take whatever it is we're feeling and experiencing and to be able to realign it and be able to choose the direction we're going. And another one is the audio meditation. That's an audio meditation, but there's another one for transmuting and clearing energy. If you feel like the energy is just too big and you need help clearing it and releasing it, that's another great meditation. But like I was saying, the practice helps us day by day build this skill of awareness. And when we can be aware of ourselves and our thoughts and where we're putting our energy, that's when we truly create our life. We're consciously creating our life. Otherwise, our subconscious patterns are running the show and recreating the past, recreating whatever program that is running. But when we finally build that awareness and we could see ourselves as an observer, and all of a sudden, higher self walks in the room and is like, now you're choosing. What are you going to choose in this moment? That's when everything changes. So I wanted this episode to be a reminder to you of how powerful you are. And like I said, sometimes it is easier said than done. But no matter what, no matter how big the emotions feel, you do have this power within you. And no one has the power over your mood and your energy except for you. They can influence it, they can impact it on a temporary level. But once your higher self moves in and is able to observe and see that you have the choice, in that moment, all of your power comes back to you and you choose. And it's up to you and what you choose from there. But I'm so confident in you and your abilities to choose the path of your highest self, of your most patient, understanding, compassionate self, but also of yourself with the most self-worth and confidence and inner knowing and guidance. So I hope this was helpful. I know it was short and sweet, but it felt like it was something that needed to be shared. And if you want any other follow-up conversation about this, please write to me on social media. I would love to hear from you. I love getting your requests on solo topics to chat about. But I'm so grateful to be here with you. And as always, rating and reviewing the podcast and even sharing the podcast with someone that may need to hear this message means the world to us. Thank you so much for being here, and I can't wait to see you next time. Satnam.